The AMX 50B is getting a buff and a massive nerf at the exact same time for the next update in World of Tanks Blitz, and to be honest, I'm all for it. In today's video, I'll be expressing just why the 50B needs the nerf that it's getting, and also why it deserves the buff that it's getting. So let's start off with the nerf at hand, and it has to do with the armor. Now, I have personally been wanting the 50B turret to get nerfed for I don't know, a year? Ever since they buffed the 50B turret armor, I've been wanting it to get nerfed. I personally believe that there should be no chance of bouncing this vehicle's turret on any terrain, whether it's using gun depression or on flat ground. If we take a look at the turret armor, it's around 240 millimeters base, but certain weird spots go upwards of 270. You aim over here, it's 240, but you aim over here and it's 300. The 50B is just really cringe to shoot at. This little spot here, 370, but this spot's 180. It's annoying that you shoot at one spot and it's red, and you shoot at the other spot and it's a pen. Because sure, 90 or 80% of the shells you shoot at this vehicle will pen, but I can't tell you how many times I've needed 1 or 2 shells to pen aiming at this tank, and they just go bing and bounce right off the vehicle. By the way, this is on flat ground. Using gun depression, the 50B's turret gets even stronger, upwards of 250, 270, 300, 240. If you're in a medium shooting 100, 200 meters away, adding in shell pen loss over distance, because yes, rounds do lose penetration over distance, it means that you'll actually have maybe a 50-50 chance of bouncing the turret. It's incredibly annoying, and it should not be the case. Next update, it will not be the case, which I am personally glad of. But it doesn't stop there. The upper plate and mid plate of the 50B is known for being very strong. We can see the upper plate's upwards of 460, 300, 400, and yeah, guess what? That's also going away. If we take a look at the 50B next patch, this is what the armor looks like. In fact, if we do the slider here, look at the change. I mean, it is absolutely monstrous changes to the 50B's front, and I am all for it personally. First of all, the turret armor is now gone. Like, it's 108, at thickest 140. Thank God. It means that you're no longer going to have troll and unwarranted bounces on the entire 50B turret. Basically, anywhere you shoot is going to be a pen. Even while fully hull down, there is literally no spots you are going to have a chance of bouncing. But it doesn't stop there. The hull is now weak as well. The upper plate does have some troll spots. You're still going to have to be very careful shooting the upper plate. But the lower plate is 140 to 90, and I mean, it's just really weak everywhere now. So if you shoot it in the lower plate or even the mid plate or anywhere in the turret, you're going to pen the 50B next update. Now, hull down, obviously the upper plate's still going to be very strong, so keep that in mind. But yeah, basically the front of the 50B is getting massively nerfed. Now, to compare, it is getting some buffs on the gun, and buffs that people have been asking for, like the DPM's going up by about 70, which is pretty nice as an autoloader. It's losing about a second on its overall magazine reload, but the aiming time is also getting quite a bit better, going from a base of 2 seconds to 1.7. That equates to about a half a second aiming time buff. It's also getting a pretty substantial traverse speed buff. It's going from 26 degrees to 29 on hard and 24 to 27 on medium. So while it is losing some armor, it is also gaining a massive chunk of traverse speed, which is going to make it better for hiding your weak sides. It's also gaining DPM, and it's gaining aiming time. So all of these buffs are also quite needed when it comes to the 50B. Personally, I am glad. I do not think that the 50B should get bounces. It's a tank that has a lot of hit points and mobility, and you should be able to use the hit points and mobility to trade with your opponents. Heck, you have a 4-shell autoloader that can deal 1,540 damage. How is it fair that you can deal all this damage and then somehow get troll bounces back in return? Personally, I don't agree with it, so I'm very glad that it is getting some big changes done. So let's get into some gameplay and see just exactly what the AMX 50B has going for it and what it can do. Here we are in our first battle. We are on Middleburg, which is not bad at all for the 50B. We have plenty of mobility to make our way up the hill, but I will say that I'm not the biggest fan of playing on Middleburg when I have a stock Conqueror on my team. I would not be surprised if our team pushed down, and honestly, I'm not going to complain if they do. I don't love pushing up top on Middleburg and tanks like the 50B, down to the fact that this tank's armor it's not really good, and it's large. And driving a tank like this up top on you know, Middleburg Hill where you need to work gun depression. I don't know, I just don't see this tank working very well there. So we're going to cross, and, okay, we were able to make it pretty safely around. The 777's going to sit there, and we're going to see if I can make it over here. Hopefully without any problems, but unfortunately, the Object 704 is here. Oh boy, we get shot for 500 in the side. But we are an autoloader, so there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and let's get the 4th one in, and back up in the process. Boom. Full health 704 just got turned to 200 hit points. I mean, that right there is why the 50B is pretty insane. I'm not exactly sure what shot us for 500, to be completely real. I would like to know, but I don't know. I think it's the E75, but I have absolutely no clue. We also see there's a Jagdpanzer off to the side, which I don't necessarily want to fight. Oh, we got the 704 right in front of us. We're going to just try and snap him, which we thankfully were able to do. Now, normally, I would poke and try and get some shells into the E75 or 777 or whatever, but I think it's smarter to actually wait for my clip to reload because of the fact I'll be unspotted by the time it does reload anyway. Plus, I can cross all the way over here and then maybe get to the side of the Ag 777 or 57 Heavy. So I think that's a smarter decision to do. So we can see the Ag chilling in the back. I don't really care if the Ag shoots me because he shouldn't be able to HE me, so we're just going to sit like this. There you go. Another nice shot into the Ag, and bonk. Alright, and we got the 777 off to the side, which we're going to get one nice shell into for 411. This is a perfect example of why you don't need armor in the 50B. I was able to tank shells from the opponents. I took a shell from the Object 704, I think I took a shell from the 75, and even the Yag still did over 3,000 damage and have had really no problems getting anything out this game. We still have 500 hit points left, and in 2 seconds we're going to have our clip ready to hopefully dump into the enemy 57 Heavy. I don't know if we're going to... I was going to say I don't know if we're even going to get one shell out, but... unfortunate. But we still did 3,200, which is way more than enough damage. So, great example of the 50B and its clipping potential. I mean, we absolutely nuked that poor Object 704 before we even had the opportunity of really doing anything. But let's do one more game, see if the 50B can do just as well. Battle number 2. We are on, what is this, Falls Creek? Up against us, we got 2 Baschatons, and not much when it comes to heavies. They actually only have a V4 and a VZ55. They also have an Object 260, but I don't know if I'd really consider that a full-on heavy tank. We have a Bat Chat, we have an Object 140, and I'm going to make my way over to medium side. This is not a heavy tank, let's be real. It's a heavy in terms of hit points, but it's not a heavy in terms of armor. So I'm not going to drive it to heavy side. I think I'm going to get absolutely bonkered if I do. I'm going to try and support my team when it comes to those 2 Bat Chats, especially because they're in platoon, so hopefully we can deal some damage against them. V4 does get shot. Unfortunately, it looks like our team gets shot in the process. Got the VZ off to the side, and I would not be surprised if our 4005 does get detected. Alright, well, let's see if we can get any damage into the enemy Bat Chat. There you go, one nice shot, and 4005 finishes off that player. Pretty good start to this game, not gonna lie. VZ's off to the side. Let's see if we can get a shell maybe into the V4. That shell did not want to cut through the V4. We got the grill in the back, and kind of hoping the grill backs up. There you go. We got one shell into the grill, but we do take some damage in return. And it looks like our E3 is going to be absolutely smackered. Yeah, this is not looking good. Our team played way too aggressive. Our VK90, even though we did not have a heavy tank advantage, decided the YOLO right in the base C. That is how you lose games instantly. So that's not a very good start at all to this battle. We do have the grill in the back, and there you go. Nice clear onto the grill. We also got the VZ. Unfortunately, that shell did not go exactly where I wanted it to. The Object 268 V4 bounced us, which was pretty lucky, but then we get rolled 738 by the WZ, so I guess I'm not that lucky in return. At this point, I can't really do much. I'm in a tank that has 0 armor. I'm on a map that requires some sort of armor to usually do well. We do see that WZ in the back. Right now, I'm going to flank all the way wide, and I'm kind of hoping I can cut back into maybe the WZ. That's what I'm kind of thinking right now. Help out my Type 71. But that's really the only thing I think I can do. I don't know how the enemy was able to capture base B. That is very surprising to me personally. We got the WZ all the way in the back. We're going to aim in with our premium APCR. And unfortunately, our first shell bounces. Our second shell does pen, though, which is good. That means the WZ knows we're there. Base B is seriously a problem, though. Cap B. B. Alright, well, let's try and make our way wide. See if we can get anything out. Let's go, let's go. Keep on speeding along. Okay. The V4 was not able to detect me. What that means is we should be able to get some damage into the enemy WZ over here. And he bounces me. Great example of the armor being stupid on this tank. There's one shell into you, and another shell into you, and another shell. Okay, nice. If our Type 71 just pens his shots, we should be fine. This was a really cringe battle, and to be fair, we didn't get out, like, any damage this game. We tried to, but there really just wasn't an opportunity to get any damage out. That player dies, but hopefully our Object 140 is able to finish off that enemy tank there. Hopefully he does. We're aiming on... Oh, I guess that works too. And let's aim it on the WZ. Load in a premium shell, and we got the clear. Okay. Well, we did what we needed to. We only did about 2,600, which isn't anything incredible, but... we got some shells into the enemies that we needed to. We were able to push, take some shots for our team, and come out with a victory. So, at the end of the day, I can't complain. But here's a fact I can tell you. We bounced 3 shells, all from tank destroyers. Next update, this would not be possible. But at the same time, the better aiming time and better mobility would have allowed us to flex and deal our damage better. So... I'm glad that these changes are happening to the 50B, because I should not have deserved to have gotten away with what I did this game. The fact that we got those bounces was a little stupid. The tank is incredibly strong, and it will still be next update. There's definitely going to be people, like Achilles, who's probably going to be in the comments being, oh, they're ruining the 50B. They're not. The tank does not rely on armor, and if you're trying to use this tank as an armored vehicle, or you're trying to use the armor nerf as leverage to why it's going to be bad, that just doesn't make sense. It means you didn't understand the playstyle to begin with. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.